While we are trying to follow a business continuity plan, someone out there is mining gold by monitoring our private data. The pandemic coronavirus has prompted us all to migrate to virtual connecting environments. Digitally enabling services have quickly led to explosion of data to be mined online. Rising concerns seem to be that the response to this situation is giving rise to security of private data. It's the need of the hour now that the nations have responses to these concerns ready for action as well. Hello and welcome to my channel Tech Talk by Tanya Khanna. I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe to my video and channel in case you like my video, and please comment below for the questions I might ask. It's just for general knowledge and open discussion platform. Would really appreciate if you participate. So I was making this video on 26th, but today I'm recording it. Today is the 30th of April. And within these 4 days, the total cases have shot up from 2.9 million to 3.21 million, and total number of deaths have also increased from 03K to 228K. Now, this is a very, very alarming number. Total of 170 plus countries with reported cases have been confirmed, and one third of the total global population is under lockdown or quarantine or under restriction. Now, following social distancing is also leading to a huge surge in online activity, which is raising a concern for data privacy for everyone. More than 80% of the students are affected with school closures, and those institutions that are resorting to online education may face issues concerning the privacy of their data. Presently, this sector of online learning is not guided by any standard norms or regulations by the government. Furthermore, the definition and framework of online education is lacking. We cannot really predict how much and what all data regarding our personal features can be correlated by the already existing attributes of these softwares, like correlation of inside of our houses with any other key data attributes such as the number of people, our lifestyle, our location, that can be monetized by categorizing us people and our lives into different categories on the daily basis. These webcams actually record our daily activity, the way we talk, which can be a big problem for us in the future.
Tanya Khanna.
It
If you
is
like my
an
video, please
urgent
don't forget
priority
to
for the
subscribe
government
my
to
channel and
regularize this
share it
online
with
education
people who you
sector,
think that should
as
think on these
80%,
issues
I'm going to stress this
for
again,
everyone's sake,
80%
really.
plus students are affected with the school closures, and define standards and regulations for it. There is a need for monitoring mechanism by these application providers, as the data of children under the age of 16 is majorly at risk. There is a dire need for cybersecurity and online privacy guidances worldwide, I would say, and especially in countries like India, where there is a lot of potential for the data to be mined, and it's still in the growing phase of everything. So, and COVID-19 pandemic has pushed more and more people online. India has a lot of young population, and these populations are making use of all the online application courses and various courses performed by given by various universities free of cost, and these courses intake a lot of data which may be misused. Or now let's talk about protecting the health records of patients and consumers during this pandemic. But before that, I'd like to ask you a question. Are you, and please comment below with your answers, are you comfortable with data sharing requests by applications to help support case tracking, or that take your GPS location and tell you how far is the nearest COVID case around you? Or maybe those applications that provide free online education portals but need your personal information before you fill it. And are you also comfortable sharing your information, key information, for the free webinars that are being aired during this time? Please let me know in the comments below. Just remember that there are no free lunches in life. When an app is giving you a free service, your crucial private data, your buying pattern, your personal information is the product for them. That is the money they are making out of your information. Your buying habits can tell them your future health issues that you may not even know right now, but they already have analyzed your health records, and they have already put you in selected buckets by analyzing your lifestyle, by analyzing your various buying patterns, and so on. It is time to lock your data before it becomes a part of the big data. There are already acts in place accepted globally that are protecting patient employee data, such as CARES Act, that is Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Security Act. The next is HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Also, we should follow that only the minimum necessary data should be obtained where required. Maximum data security standards should be in place while sharing the data. Health apps are very good for your health, but they might be very, very bad for your privacy. If the mobile app collects and creates or shares consumer information, then it must be governed by laws to protect the identity of a consumer, that it's taking from them, the information it's taking from them, especially in the time of this pandemic. If a health app is used to diagnose or treat a disease or a health condition, a law should be applied for the app to not to misuse the patient information even in the future. Compliance obligations should be set in place to enforce data privacy. Here is a small example of the laws that are already in place in the US that apply to health apps as well. One is HIPAA Act. This HIPAA Act enforces the rules which protect the privacy and security of certain health information, and requires certain entities to provide notification of health information and breaches. The next is FD and C Act, which is Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act, which regulates the safety and effectiveness of medical devices, including certain mobile applications that are medical in nature. The FDA also focuses its regulatory oversight on a small subset of health apps that pose a higher risk if they don't work as intended. The next is FTC Act, that is Federal Trade Commission Act, that enforces the FTC enforces the FTC Act, and this act prohibits deceptive or unfair acts or practices in or affecting commerce, including those relating to privacy and data security, and those involving false or misleading claims about app safety or performance. The last one I'm going to talk about today is the FTC's Health Breach Notification Rule. This rule requires certain businesses to provide notifications following a breach of personal health record information. So now coming to protecting our private data. But before that, I'd like to ask you a question, and please comment below. So the first question is, what challenges are you facing in meeting your customer demands and expectations? Is it something on the lines of understanding customer expectation, or reaching out to your customers, or you say that no, my expectations are exceeding my work is exceeding the customer expectations, or maybe the challenges regarding the consistency, or employing skilled customer service professionals, or maybe any other that you might have in mind. The next is, which geography according to you is more prepared to deal with data privacy crisis? Europe, North America, Latin America, UAE region, Asia Pacific region, Australia, or any other specific region you really want to focus on? Coming to protecting our private data. Now, what is DUA? DUA is data usage agreements. Data use agreements. They are contractual documents used for the transfer of non-public data, and this data is generally subjected to some restriction on its use. These DUAs actually serve an outline to the terms and conditions of the transfer of data. The next is data protection impact assessment. DPIA is actually a process that helps you to identify and minimize the data protection risk of a project. It's a must do for processing data that is likely to result in a high risk to individuals. Other such practices are ethical impact assessment, IRB oversight, FINRA COVID 19 guidance issued by various governing bodies. Just focusing a little bit on the Indian context as of now, I this is my personal opinion that an awareness drive for students who are not aware that their what is the cost of the data and what is the importance of protecting their personal data should be done, because these students are very naive. So constant awareness drives should be done for these students. Next, the right to privacy in healthcare and life sciences services should be there. Like HIPAA Act, India should also bring laws to protect crucial patient information. This should also include the requirement to distribute a notice of privacy practices and the patient's right to request privacy restrictions. Steps may be taken to stop the use of mobile applications in the region which may not be in the favor of nation's well-being. And steps should also be taken to make the citizens aware of what applications are safe to be used and do not pose a direct threat to them. I hope you enjoyed this talk by me. Please don't forget to share it with your friends and comment below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you all.